right, we are all the way up to 25 now, Patrick. I think if anybody else is coming, we will send them a video recording of this like we usually do,
Yep.
and they can catch what they missed in the beginning so we don't make everybody else wait.
Yep, that sounds good. So yeah, so welcome everyone to another feature of NeQter Labs Feature Spotlight. Today we're going to be reviewing the artifact repository that was added in update version 2.8.0. So we're going to be walking through that today. So I'm Pat Colantonio, Director of Sales at NeQter Labs, and we have my trusted colleague here, Nick Furta, who is our Customer Success Manager. I'm sure some of you guys have talked with Nick. So we're going to be going through an example of how to use the new artifact repository, and then we're going to have a questions section at the end. So we'll probably take 5-10 minutes to walk through. We can walk through some other questions that you guys may have, either about the policy builder, the compliance tool, or any other areas. Specific support inquiries will be handled by Nick after the call. We'll get the right people on the phone. So yeah, so let's get started. So with the NeQter Labs 2.8, the major change was on the in the compliance tool tab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new system security plan actually, and show how we can pull in some different items potentially on the area of artifact attachment. So I'm going to create a new SSP because I also want to show how those artifacts interact with versioning. So we'll do a level 3. We'll put CY SSP or attachment. We'll create that new system security plan. So we're wonderfully blank right now. So the artifacts are going to live in 2 areas. Everything's going to be stored centrally in this artifacts area, where my mouse is right under the manage area. So right now we have we have nothing here currently. So I can either click and drag a file into here, or I can select some files to upload. So let me find something. If we go over to, we'll upload some examples of some templates. So I'll click on this PDF. So you can upload a variety of different formats. It can either be PDF, it can be doc, docx, anything from Word. We can upload also various different image files. So we can upload PNGs or JPEGs. We can also do GIFs. If, for example, maybe you want to do a short like video walkthrough of showcasing how you're doing something, and then save that in GIF form and upload it into the tool here. So the artifacts are going to be located in this area. We can go and download the artifacts after we've uploaded them. We can also edit, and from here we can attach them to a practice. We could attach it to a control, or we can also add in a description. So this is going to be standard operating procedure document. You can put anything in here that you would like, and we can attach it to a control here. I'm just going to click save because I also want to show you how we can attach it to the control directly. So if I go to view and edit, or I can go back to the home page here, click access control. We'll go to the very first one here, AC1001. So artifacts are going to be right here, this new area. So I can select a new one where I can upload something new, or I can select, let me close that out. I can select one that we already have. So we have one right there, and we have the name here. I'm going to attach that. And now we can also preview this document. You can also elect to just have it in list form if there's multiple ones that we have. So that's how we attach. Now, one of the things that we also do with this artifact system is these artifacts are versioned with the revision that they are updated or rather uploaded into. So if I just add a couple values here, implemented, and I add, I'm the owner, Patrick Colantonio, and if I just type an example of a description, save that, and we'll go into revisions, and we'll create our first revision. I know there were some questions on the revision process from last time and in between. So in order to be able to track a full change log of everything that's going on in your system security plan, you need to create your first revision. After you work your way through everything, the change log will only be recorded upon revision 1.0 and later. So if you're in your system security plan right now and you're going and making changes, those will all be recorded after this first one is completed. It doesn't have to be 1.0, it can be a minor, it can be 0.1. So, and as you can see, there's no modifications to show because nothing was modified, it was all new. So we can say my first revision in the description here. So we'll create this. So now I can download these artifacts to my directly in a zip file right off of the revision area. This also is identified in the reports area. So if I generate a report right now, I don't add any additional options. I just do it straight. There's going to be no artifacts here because this is a draft. And we can, even if we wanted to, add in this draft watermark. I will only be able to access the artifacts to download for this version if I go to the revision, I select it, I generate it, and now we can see download artifacts is on the left over here. So if I was to go and let's say, let's do the next one, AC1002, and I upload a new revision of something, or rather a new artifact. Say it's a policy, another policy. And I go and I look at revisions. Okay, well, if I make a new revision, 0.2, or go all the way up to a new major, 1.0, I can see, all right, 1002, there's a new artifact that was attached. And then let me save this, my second revision. And I go over here and I create this. Now I'll be able to download the artifacts for the second one here. So again, artifacts can be used to prove, either you can upload a policy or a procedure, or you can attach a screen grab of a proof point to assist supporting evidence for those different practices or capabilities of the CMMC or guidelines or controls of the NIST. So very straightforward, really, the artifact system. Again, it's located under the Manage tab. You can add it to things, or you can through here, or via going through the different practices and attaching it from there. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the artifact side. I will check the change log just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Nick, do we have any questions?
No, so far no one has any questions, which just means you're doing a great job explaining everything.
Or I'm being so vague, none of it makes sense, and they all lost hope.
Here we go. Here's our first one. Thank you, Jeff. First question, Jeff Legal. Can we attach the same document? I'm assuming he's asking if they can, yep, there's the rest of it, to different parts of the system security plan.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, and maybe to clarify, are we talking about attaching the same artifact to multiple controls? Because you can attach an artifact to as many controls as you desire. So if we just go back to this tab here and go CUI, this is P for artifact. So yeah, so in the artifact, so we only have it on one right now, but I can go and I can add it to, I can just click away through here directly and save that. Or another thing as well, if I add this to something through here, if we want to go and look at that practice that is attached to, I can just click here and it will hyperlink me right to that practice to look at directly. And here we can see, all right, it's saved right here. I can click on it and I can preview it. And then if I want to see, and I can download it through here, and then I can also go back through the artifacts area and see where it's attached to. So hopefully that answers your question, Jeff.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions about the artifact attachment whatsoever? Questions about the descriptions portion,
Oh,
any
I
clarif.
know one last thing to show. So
Perfect.
very important. Sorry, I cut you off there, Nick.
That's fine.
In the report, as it gets exported, artifacts will be, so if we scroll down and we go to the first one here, access control, they're going to be listed, so AC1001, attach artifacts listed here, and then they're also listed in Appendix B, artifacts, right under Appendix A, revision history. And then again, adding in the descriptions of the modifications. We didn't do it for this one when we uploaded this different artifact to this different control, but you can list out here your changes. They'll be listed here, as well as the descriptions of the revision listed here. And then we can see the artifacts listed at the bottom, what they're attached to, when they were last modified, and those are also summarized underneath the different controls that they are attached to.
I have another question from Kyle Brady. It's a very good one. Can
Mhm.
you re-upload a newer version of an artifact to the same record, preserving the controls it's attached to?
So right now, as we have it, it won't get, the best way to describe it is it's not currently, say, with like Microsoft 365 or with Google Workspace, where you can click version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4 of the same artifact. You would need to upload the new version and attach it to those controls again, and then that version of the artifact will be preserved and will be identified as to be download from the compressed zip file that we were looking at that we can export. I imagine that's what you're looking at of uploading. Okay, well, I have the standard operating procedure. I want to do version 2 of this. Can I, update the new version? That's not currently um, how it operates. That is something that has been brought up and has gotten asked. So we can definitely look at that. as a future improvement. Also, artifacts are local to the system security plan that they're loaded into. So there's a bit of a separation. So if you have two separate system security plans, you'll have to upload those artifacts separately. They won't be shared across.
Right. I have another question coming in from David Trethway. Um, if we already have a versioning system for documents, can we
Mhm.
add links to those to those version controlled items instead of uploading a copy of the document to the artifacts section?
Um, not within that upload area where the specific artifact attachment area. I would say you would be able to put a link to either that local repository or wherever that document is held within the description. For example, you are able to link things here, insert link, but that it won't be separately identified and tracked within the artifact area. So any other questions pop up, Nick?
No, so far it is quiet on the Western Front over here.
Okay. So a couple important things that did happen. So we're trying to keep our YouTube active. We're trying to upload new videos and keep them. Um, so before I get to that, one thing I do want to mention. So documents are good, of course. Standard operating procedures, anything supporting. I think of artifacts as anything supporting. Okay, I say this in the description. How can I prove that through policy, through procedure? But then also a thing that we're going to be looking at doing for 2021 is the CMMC assessment guide for levels 1 through 3, or rather levels 1 and levels 3. Two separate guides were recently released this past week. So that will be something that we look to layer in for CMMC, and we may also look to dip back for the NIST. But we're going to be looking at recommendations of what artifacts that they're looking for, and they're looking at proof points. They're looking at snapshots of configurations, for example, because when you get an audit, you need to show this is what I'm saying I'm doing. This is how it's written down. This is the policy that and the procedure that we're following, and then also evidence they might spot check you on how you're doing it. So if you can consolidate, bring everything in here, have snapshots of configurations of Active Directory or configurations on your firewall and centrally locating in here. Those are all examples of artifacts that you can include, which is why we support all those different formats, file formats. So what I was just going to get to is on our NeQter Labs YouTube, we do have a new NeQter Labs initial setup tutorial series where we have a full 10-part guide of initially setting up the NeQter Labs or setting up agents, and then also use of the platform. So those are all uploaded. Those are located on our NeQter Labs YouTube, which we can provide a link in the follow-up email if you guys are unfamiliar with the NeQter Labs YouTube channel account. We are also going to be uploading, as we do these, there is a playlist for these separately, NeQter Labs feature overviews, so this will be uploaded in that area there. And we have been doing different webinars, but we really want to make sure if it's written down, we have a video, a format of that. So that's why we did the initial setup guide, and that is something that we will be doing moving into next year. So somebody just subscribed while we were on the call, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then of course, anything to do with questions about new features or where we're going as a company or another touch point from a support standpoint is also Nick, our customer success manager. Keep saying I deal with compliance all day. It's at the tip of my tongue every second. So yeah. So Nick, any other questions or thanks thanks Mark. It
No,
was the
Mark,
night before Christmas and Mark subscribe to the NeQter Labs
I,
YouTube. So I
I
appreciate
think
that.
you may have been inspired by your festive attire.
Well, it's the reason for the season after all. So gotta it's the closest video we're gonna have to Christmas. So I wanted to go all out and have this recorded in posterity on the YouTube. So
No, I didn't know that we were going the sitcom route with the Christmas special, Patrick. You should have given me a note before we did this.
I know, I'm sorry. Um, so
As far as questions go, though, I think we have answered all of them. I haven't seen anyone new ones come in. Of course, everybody should have my email, so if there's anything that wasn't addressed in this that you have concerns about, or if you think of a question later, please don't hesitate to email me or give me a call. Why the Patriots banner? Because even though we suck right now, they're still the greatest team in the world. Um,
hey, we need
and
we need some humble pie. We've been we're tired of winning. That's the problem. So
uh, but yeah, I'm gonna put my email in the chat again, as well as my phone number with the extension in case anybody needs to get in touch with me for any reason whatsoever. This is my email. That's not the chat section, and silly me.
yeah, so we will send that out. We'll send out Nick's email, also a link to the YouTube channel, and of course this recording, which we're going to send out after this.
All right, I've just put in the chat for everybody my phone number and my email. That extension will bring you right to my cell phone, so don't hesitate to call me anytime. I'm always available. And thank you again for joining us. And we look forward to continuing working with all of you, moving forward through 2021. Got a lot of exciting things coming down the line that we can't wait to show you.
Yeah, we'll keep everyone posted, and obviously if we don't talk again, everyone have a wonderful Christmas holiday or wrapping up Hanukkah, I think right now still, and with whatever you guys celebrate, Happy New Year. Hopefully 2021 is going to be much better than 2020. So we'll, we'll sign off on that.
Yeah, 2020 didn't set a very high bar for 2021, so.
Yeah, yep. Middling expectations for 2021. So. All
All
right.
right. With that, I will close this out and everybody enjoy the rest of your afternoon.